Most people might look at me and think, it's the middle of summer, Charlie. Why are you wearing a turtleneck? And to quote Regina George, this is the only thing that fits me right now. Hi everyone, my name is Charlie and today I am going to be talking about nothing in particular. It has been 2 weeks since I last recorded a Woolgathering video, which matches up with the amount of time that I took between the previous Woolgathering video and that one. Now, I did talk about feelings of sadness in there and people were kind and they reached out, and so I thank you all for that. But that hasn't been the reason that I haven't been around these parts for so long. I have recorded more videos, they just didn't make it online. So I did record another rambling sort of video on the day that my dog died. So let's talk about that first. 2 days after I recorded my last Woolgathering video, my dog Rambo died. He had started to take a dramatic downturn in his health after being somewhat ill over the last 18 months, but he had a condition that was really manageable. He was incontinent, but he didn't seem to take such a bad turn until the Sunday before I last recorded, which was a Tuesday. On the Wednesday night, I went to bed thinking that this would be the last time I would be seeing him alive, and I was correct. On the Thursday morning, just before my brother and sister went off to work, he died. And then I got up and the first advert I got on my phone was for pet insurance, and so I did wish that my phone would read the room. I posted that to Twitter. A lot of you were very kind, sending me condolences, and I thank you for that. Strangely enough, there have been no tears. My dog was 15 years old when he died, and the biggest thing I've noticed is an absence. It's as though you've had a companion there, and I'm just not used to yet not feeling as though there is a being there who unapologetically adores you, adores the family. And it's the strangest part was going out for a walk after he died and coming back and he wasn't coming to the door to greet me. Same sort of thing coming back from work. I still haven't got used to him not showing up to greet me, or just having a dog there lying down, because I sometimes spend a lot of time at home on my own, and if people aren't here, I would converse with him. Now, obviously, Floss and Titch are still here, but they aren't my dogs. They're my sister's dogs. I used to do everything with Rambo. When I used to stay at my grandmother's every weekend, I would take him with me. There were a lot of walks we went on together that other people didn't experience. I remember when I first got my job in Congleton way back when, and I decided to stay with my nan then, and he couldn't come with me at the time because my nan had got another dog. I was gone from home for 3 months before I eventually decided I have to move back, I can't live here. And the first time of coming back, he wouldn't leave my side, and when I got into bed he just came and lay there. And it's memories like that, just feeling like I've lost this companion, that has been somewhat difficult. Indeed, I looked out the window last week and it was a bit foggy, and Titch, the other Jack Russell, was there, and for a moment my mind did that thing where it twists things and I thought I was seeing him. And there've been times where I've said his name, but no tears. I've accepted that he was 15 years old and it was his time, and I'm hoping that it was something of a relief for him. Definitely missing him right now. Last Monday was my first day back at work, having been furloughed since the 23rd of March, and so Monday was spent getting an idea of how things would work. I went in on the Tuesday for a staff meeting with our area manager to talk about how things would work in the shop. Then the shop opened on Wednesday, and our customers have been great for the most part. We did get so many donations that we have had to now say we can't accept anymore because we just can't get through all the stuff that people are donating and manage to keep it quarantined for 72 hours like we are supposed to. So unfortunately, we have had a few days now, the entire week, where we've said, I'm sorry, we filled our quota for today, and now we're reaching the point that we just can't accept anything because we don't have the time or the people to be able to watch the shop and make sure that that's going okay, as well as sort everything and keep that 2 metre distance that we need to be keeping from one another. So that's been difficult, but otherwise the customers have been back, they've been incredibly supportive, and our takings have been exactly what they would have been pre-quarantine, which is great. At the same time, I did have this moment where I was like, really, should you be going out to a non-essential shop? But I think some people want to get back to normality, and I can understand that. In fact, I just got off a phone call with my manager who said that someone commented I was a bit grumpier yesterday. I say that I'm grumpy all the time, and most people who know me will know this. My friend who's in Berlin says about the fact that I'm basically a grumpy old man trapped in this body, and that as long as she's known me, I've been a grumpy old man. But the thing is, when I'm at work, you have a different type of person. I'm usually more sarcastic, but I have been at home for the last 13 weeks. I've been allowing myself to cultivate that grumpiness. We have had a few people who've turned up at the shop, and they haven't been the kindest to us. And other people have better manners with their customers, and they adopt the approach of the customer is always right. And when a customer comes in and they are getting angry with you, shouting at you, and not being the nicest people in the world, they handle it calmly, which I have done in the past. Sadly, sometimes Grumpy Charlie appears to these customers, and so once a customer complained and told me she could get something cheaper at Bernardo's. I said, well, go to Bernardo's then. Another time, a customer was being incredibly racist and xenophobic. And so I told her off for her views and called her obstreperous in front of my other customers. And so yesterday, when somebody did not accept that I did not have the room for donations, and that we were still only just getting back round to the idea of being able to open our shop, they were mean to me. I wasn't mean back, but I did become authoritarian, managerial Charlie, that some of my volunteers have seen, and only rarely. It's one of those moments where I can't remember what was said, but the customer did leave with their tail between their legs. And I probably shouldn't share this on an open platform where my head office could see this. I've said worse. You might be able to see this shelf behind me. I was very fortunate this weekend, and my manager brought some bookshelves to the shop. This size of book that you get in hardcover does not fit on my shelves, and so I have wanted a set of taller shelves, and so my manager brought them to work on Saturday and I bought them. Now I want to move them from where they are, which is on the other side of the room that you don't see, and put them behind me here and move this back over there, because this was at the time my fantasy shelf. I removed all my Robin Hobb collection from this bookcase because I thought I might be able to fit all 16 books of the Realm of the Elderling series stood up on my bigger shelves where I used to keep my tall hardbacks. That's not the case. I just need wider, taller bookshelves. But I'm not going to have them whilst I live in this house. Hoping to move that. This currently has all of my shorter hardbacks on, and I put all of my paperbacks where these were, because I like being able to see my paperback books, because usually I double stack and keep them at the back so I never get to look at them. And it's nice to be reminded of the books that I've read and might want to revisit, but I'm also looking at books that I'm thinking of unhauling. And I've been unhauling a few books. You might notice that some books have disappeared from here due to being furloughed. And I mention my finances much and more because I think that it's good for indie authors to be honest about the struggles of being an indie author and how it doesn't necessarily... It's not the best career move. I'm just saying. Some people make it work. I'm not one of them. I haven't figured out the knack yet, but I needed to make a bit more money, so took some books off my shelves and I've been selling them on eBay. I wish I'd been selling all of my books on eBay rather than unhauling them and taking them to the charity shop, but I had a completely different impression back in the day. Now earning some money back from books I didn't like has been good. I might have sold some of the books I didn't like from the BookTube prize. I needed to. So, my dog died. Certain authors said some horrible things. Back at work. What else is there? I have actually recorded a few videos now over the past few weeks, but I've not edited them. And I want to know whether you want to see them. So I have a May wrap-up, a book haul, and I have a video celebrating 5 years of Our Doris. I missed the anniversary. I'm sure there were 4. Oh, the other one was a Woolgathering video that you won't be seeing. Sometimes I record Woolgathering videos that go on for a very long time, and really it's just me ranting at my camera as a way to calm myself down, and so you don't get to see those ones. Would you like those videos? If not, let me know. If you really do want those videos, then I will try and get them edited. I'm not doing anything else with my time bar reading and writing the children's book. Oh, I have been working on the children's book and changing some things around. I think when last we spoke, I mentioned how I'd had a realisation of wanting to change a plot point after 7 years of writing. I've done that, tried to write the chapter and not enjoyed what I've written. And so what will be happening now is what happens whenever I choose to make a decision like this, and I will be going and writing out another plan and trying to work out how things work. I have to do this with a lot of the more action-based scenes to figure out where each person is and what they're doing. I have also read some books over the last few weeks, but they were for the BookTube Prize, so I can't talk about them. I am still reading Forced Out by Kevin Maxwell. I did not finish this in the week like I had planned because I originally set out to read 2 chapters a day. I don't want to get too angry, and the things that Kevin Maxwell is talking about really irk me to hear that they've been going on and that it's within the last 20 years. And so I have to put this book aside, and I'm constantly thinking about what Kevin Maxwell discusses here. I talked about having difficult discussions, and I am one who has had difficult discussions with people and not documented them here for years, and this book has helped me to inform other people and have discussions with other people about some of the topics that Kevin Maxwell is discussing in here. At the same time, I don't want it to become a thing that makes me so angry that I miss out some of the things that he's discussing, and so that is why I'm taking it more slowly and referring back to it. I don't think that it's written in the best manner, but I think the information I receive from the text is invaluable. I have a lot of books that I want to purchase, and I keep saying in the comments of other people's videos, I want to read that, I need to get to that eventually, and you'll have seen any number of riffs on that comment all over the place if you're following the same people that I am. And so I decided, you know what? I'm going to put a wish list together. I've never put a wish list together before, and so I did that, and there were a lot of books on there, so many that I could not possibly hope to afford them all. I decided to pick and choose, and this book was on my wish list, but I preferred the American cover, and I found this edition quite cheap on eBay, and so I got Kingdom of Souls by Rena Barron. This book follows Ara, who is a non-magic person in a magical world. I think is the easiest way for me to say that. She has gone to this ceremony hoping to get some magic, hasn't received the magic, and then there is talk of a green-eyed serpent. There is talk of gods and orishas and demons. I was looking for a magical book to read. This weekend I was in the mood for a easy reading fantasy story with tons of magic, and that's what's happened. I didn't read the plot summary going into this. I just knew that I wanted to read the book. We're just getting talk of children being snatched off the street. We're getting an almost forbidden love type thing going on, and I've just seen the cover to the sequel of this book, and so I'm really looking forward to continuing this one because, as I say, it was a fast-paced fantasy read that I was looking forward to, and so this is what I'll be reading this week. I also need recommendations for headphones that will work with an iPhone XR, because that is the device I use to listen to my audiobooks, and my headphones have broken. I have to listen to audiobooks with headphones in, otherwise I'll miss stuff. So if you got any recommendations, please let me know in the comments. Have we covered everything? I think we might have covered everything in 20 minutes, and isn't that just surprising? I know it is to me. Right, I think someone's just arrived home, and for me, that seems like a perfect time to go. So, if you've read these books and would like to discuss them, please feel free to do so in the comments. Please send me recommendations for headphones, what you're reading, what you're writing, what you're watching, what you're listening to. I haven't done any of those things apart from read or write in the last fortnight, so I'm definitely looking for recommendations there as well. I hope that you got something out of this video besides sheer boredom, and until next time, that is all.